Hey guys, welcome back to another Glenn Brothers Construction framing video. This is part 2 of our framing on this 803 Red Road Construction spec home build. We are putting the ridges in right here as you see. We've kind of skipped through the ceiling joist, but the majority of these ceiling joists on the master side are 2x8s, and the majority of the rest of them are 2x6s with 2 truss beams built. They are, I believe there's 4 pieces of OSB long and 4 foot wide. You're looking at two very large truss beams holding up, and you can see them right there as she zooms through. These are holding the ceiling up in the kitchen living room area. Your living room and your kitchen ceiling will never sag. This is very strong, and these will transfer onto those walls that I was talking about in the prior videos that have a 3-ply beam up and under them, up and under the floor. So we have covered our bases from ceiling, from rafter to ceiling to wall to floor to up and under the floor now. So the strength factor of this is going to be hard to find anywhere else. You can see us here tying all of these ridges together. He's lifting it up a little bit. We were a tad low, so we lifted that up, and we've got it, as you can see here, level. These ridge poles and valley jacks and hip jacks all are 2x8s, and the rafters are 2x6s. You can see us setting up getting ready for this other ridge that's going to go in, that's going to give a beautiful view there in the front of the hip jacks and the hip roofs coming and tying together, and the gable end there is going to give it an eyebrow on the front, 2 eyebrows and 2 different gables, and it'll look good when you see it here in the end. And the reason we build up another 2x8 on the top, and you can technically call it a band board, but we build that up and then we shoot our ceiling joists that are coming across. We'll cut 1.5 inches off those ceiling joists and butt them up to a 2x8 that we've actually put Simpson strong tie screws around the exterior of this in that band board from the bottom of, if you're looking up at the top plates, through the top plate and into that band board to where that is not going to move. Then we tie that together with our ceiling joist. It gives you another 7.25 inch plus another 1.5 inches. So you're looking at probably right around 9 inches total height above your plate before your rafter ever gets put on. And you can see here we've got another, I think it was 2 inches, 2.5 inches extra. So you have that air being able to move through that, plus you've got that 8 to 9 inches of insulation that's sitting there on your edges of your walls, on your exterior walls, so you're not ever going to have any issue with sweating on the edges of your walls, because the way we built this, and this is going the extra mile. This cost more, and it makes it a ton stronger. You can actually see when we're setting our rafters here, we're setting it on a 2x4, because our notch out on our rafters was about the width of a 2x4, so we went ahead and put a 2x4 down. So now you have a 2x4 on the bottom, a 2x4 on the top, a 2x8 on the outside, and then your 2x8 ceiling joist coming into that. So you're sandwiched it's pretty much an I-beam all the way around your outside walls. The strength of this is a superior strength, and you'll never have trouble with sagging or anything of that nature, whether it be in your rafters, seeing it on your roof, or inside in your ceiling joist or anything of that nature. There's not going to be any dipping and diving. It's going to stay strong and firm. And of course, you can see the hog troughs as we're sitting these rafters, the hog troughs on the ceiling joist. We've put a ton of hog troughs in this as well to ensure that when that sheetrock goes up, it's going to be flat. I know wood is never particularly fun to fight with, so to speak, when it's got dips and dives and in it. But we try to look at each and every piece and make sure that we've got it crowned up and ready to roll. I'll give a shout out to my little brother Malachi as well. He is a good run guy. He's awesome about getting tools, bringing them to us, rafters, bringing them to us. He's makes the job quicker and easier, while Dad is trying to focus on cutting and make sure everything stays true. As you can see here's the majority of the rafters being done. Now we're starting to work on the eyebrow and the two gables here that are on the front of the house that kind of give it the view, so to speak. A little time consuming, but it makes the job that much prettier from the road, and it'll help sell this house. I'm 100% sure of it. Here we've got a 2x12, as you can see up and under there. That's going to hold this this eyebrows up. And what it's actually going to do as well is we'll set our gable end 2x4s on the top of that, and that's the reason why we use such wide boards there as a 2x12, and I think the other is a 2x12 too. Now, started sheeting. My wife, of course, got there late again. We won't hold that against her this time. And a lot of times you don't see us here put the nails between the OSB and the next piece that we lay, but we normally put between piece to piece 2 nails and kind of just tack them on the top side of the OSB. And what this does is it gives you that eighth inch expansion gap that you need, because this stuff will expand and contract. And what you'll see on many jobs is if they do not do that, you can see after they roof it, everywhere those 4x8 sheets are. You can see that 4x8 sheet up and under that because of how tight they put their OSB on the roof. And what we're doing here is we're leaving a gap normally on the side, and we'll leave a gap on the top. You can see us here too, pulling tape. We do this on probably the bottom 2 to 3 pieces coming up the rafters to make sure that we're running 16 on center, and some of these you're actually running 16 and go, but that's more for not the viewer as much as it is for a framer. But we do this on each piece from, as you can see here, probably 3 up, and we try to make sure that we're staying on our tape. It takes longer, but it's done right. And you can see that eyebrow on the front now. It kind of gives it a little offset. It looks pretty good. And we always are sure to chalk a line on our first run to where our pieces run true. And you can see us there, Malachi's holding that and making sure it's staying on that line. Elijah's pulling tape and making sure that it's staying on. We're making sure it's staying on 16 on center and 16 in go. And this is when it begins to look like a house, and this is when I start getting excited. When you get the sheeting on, it just changes the look of it. It makes you feel good about what you've been doing, and it makes all that hard work pay off. And you can see here on that little, the fly rafter that we've got on that eyebrow, we leave a gap. And you say, well, why is that gap there? That gap is there to where when they start roofing this, that they can slide their shingle up and under that and actually tack them some step flashing on that as well, to where there's no way possible that rain can get in and up and under that. But you got a shingle up and under there, you got step flashing up and under there, and it's just that much, just the little tiny details that no one thinks of. We're trying to kind of stick out there and explain to you guys to where you have a peace of mind when you purchase this home, that hey, they went the extra mile to try their best. And just like this, again, we're passing our valley both ways. And then when we put our other sheet, when we run it back across the other way, you'll see here in a little bit that we cover that probably 2 to 3 feet in our valleys. On our valleys and on our hip jacks, both on our ridges as well, we cover. And then when they put the ridge venting in, they cut a little slice to where it can still breathe really well, but it's covered. And you say, why in the world are you using so many button caps? Well, if you climbed around on the roof, you would figure out real quick that it's better to use more fasteners than it is less. So we're trying to take care of the roofer here and give him a peace of mind as he crawls around on this roof, that there's a bunch of button caps on this roof, but it gives you that much more peace of mind. And the person who's tearing it off later, I'm sorry. And we'd like to thank you once again for being here, watching us do this job, trying to give you a little bit of insight and a little bit of peace of mind when you look at this home and you're able to see who built it. You can look back and see the quality of workmanship that we try to keep. We're not the best, but we're just trying our best. So thanks again for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.